All right, folks. Now we're going to look at some of the OG atomic stuff in this broader context of just vertical versus vertical atoms, the nexus, and things like that. The way I learned this stuff was as the Knott-Coleman and the intro version. These are the old school names for this stuff, and then eventually the wavy weave. And then those things all kind of worked together in an interesting way. So we'll start by just looking at the vertical versus vertical weave. We'll do a little review here. And so this one, we're taking our valley mode and bringing our hands together and then crossing them so that the nexus is at this point in front of our hands. And remember, we can take the bottom hand, swing it out and around like that. Or we can take it, swing it up through the middle, just like this. So up through the middle. And then if we were to take this whole thing and turn around, so we're doing all of this, everything's the same, but it's in reverse. The top hand will swing down through the middle. The top hand will swing down through the middle like that. Or the top hand will swing out and around like that. Because it's reverse, everything's upside down. So those are like the essential weaves, right? So now let's kind of play with this idea of, well, we'll do our forward, and my left hand will be on the top. I'm going to turn my body to my right. The space in between my arms will move, and almost like a basket, be aimed to catch that top hand. So this top hand in isolation is here. It's going to scoop around and be going this direction. I'm going to make my arms a little basket to catch when that poi does that. So my top hand, my left hand's on top. I'm going to use my arms. I'm going to make this basket face the other direction. And as I turn almost 180 degrees, it's going to make a scoop right there through. Now, my hand's doing this reverse atom over here. I'm just going to do the wavy back. Okay? So I'm just going to scoop this back through for demonstration, and we're going to do it on the right-hand side again. Turn my body as my left hand is scooping up. I'm going to turn my body to the right and make that basket. And just come right back. And then a wavy right back. So from reverse, wavy weave back, like we talked about in the last video, just your crosser. We turn, scoop through, I'm in a reverse atom, wavy back. So now, I'll show you this all from the other side. So my right hand's on top. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Scoop that through, wavy weave back. Scoop that through, wavy back. Oh, scoop it through. Here's my reverse atom, and then wavy weave back. This is just linking it on one side. My top hand scoops through, and now it's going forward again, so it's underneath. Scoops back to the top. I'm going to turn 180, make that basket, scoop it through. Bottom again, scoop it up through the top. So I can loop this on one side by just focusing on moving my right hand right now around my left hand. Scoops through on the reverse, scoops through forward. Scoops to reverse, scoop forward. Well, almost a tongue twister. So now we can do something. We can link it a different way. So my right hand is on top. I'm going to turn to my left, make that basket, scoop it through, and then I'm going to come back here. Now my left hand's on top, so I can turn to my right and repeat. Just like that. So the hand that's on top is coming through that center. Coming through that center. Bam, bam. So I could link it like this. So that's what might be called the Coleman, what might be called the Knott-Coleman. It's just a kind of weave, though, an in-swing weave thing. So now let's look at the other idea. We'll do all of that same stuff. It's going to be all the same stuff, but we're just going to think about it with reverse. So it's going to scoop. My right hand is going to scoop through the center. It's going to be on the bottom now. So I'm going to turn back this way and scoop it and then wavy back. Just like before, just everything we were doing, but in reverse, right? So top hand's going to scoop through to the bottom. I'm going to turn and make the basket and then wavy back. Through to the bottom, through. So now it's through, reverse, through, forward. Reverse, forward. Reverse, forward. And just like before, we can do the thing where instead of scooping back to the bottom in that center space, we just take advantage of the other hand being on the bottom and turn the other direction. So right's on bottom, left's on bottom. Right's on bottom, left's on bottom. Loop. Loop the. So now there's a thing we have access to. We've drilled both sides without thinking about it. When this top one, if I'm facing forward, my left hand is on top. I'm going to turn to the right and it's going to scoop through that center. So we'll just, right at that moment, we'll stop there. Now, the other side, my left hand's on the bottom, scoops through the center, and I can come back to the same side. So I can do them both through the center at that middle moment. See where I'm going with this? So, left hand's on top, right hand's on the bottom. My right hand's on the bottom, that's the setup I need for the scoop through here. And my left hand's on top, which is the setup I need for the scoop through there. So I turn to that middle point, both through, right there. Both will come through the center. And then I turn, and I'm in this reverse atom. Now, I have two options. I can take my top hand, scoop it back through, and then I can turn and scoop them both at that moment again. And then when I was here, I took my bottom hand, scooped it through the center. Top hand, scoop it through, both through the center. Or, my left hand's on top, both through the center. My left hand's on top. I'm going to just keep turning this direction, both through the center. I'll show you from this side. Would that work better? Both through the center. Oh, no, I want to show you from this side. So both through the center, both through the center, both through the center, both through the center. So I don't switch which hand's on top. I just turn again. If I want to change direction, then I switch which hand's on top. So that's the intro version. So now we have access to all of these different ways we can weave and turn with our planes being vertical versus vertical. And there's things to consider with this, right? So if we note that I could move down as I went through that center point, and then I could move up as I went through the center point, then I can do an in-spin version of this. It's a fountain with that intro version. And since I can do an in-spin, then you can, in theory, you could do an anti-spin. I just have to have the other hand on top, and then move down through this part, up through this part, down through this part, oh, slop, up, down, intro version fountain. So now we have the other kind of atom. Well, let's call it there. And in the next video, we'll look at the other kind of atom, the mountain mode one. This guy. And what kind of weaves and turns and things can we do with that one. All right.